Excuse me. Welcome back, people, for Crimson Shroud. I believe this will be part 5. We're getting started on a new game plus today. I went back off stream and spent a lot of time grinding for materials and stuff to make my characters a little bit better, and also trying to figure out how to get to the good ending. Figured out that it had to be done on a new game plus anyway, so I was not gonna get the good one without replaying through the whole game a second time. But that second playthrough might turn out to be significantly different, because there's a lot of rooms that you can't explore on your first playthrough, and that I will have to go through now. So I figured I'm not gonna be replaying all the game all to the end just to make one more stream and stream the end for you guys on the New Game Plus, because then you would be missing out on a lot of the things that make a New Game Plus and the good ending what it is. So that didn't seem like a good idea. I took my save file from before defeating the final boss, went back to certain rooms, and did some grinding for materials so I could get better stuff and make my characters that way stronger, more resilient as well. And then beat the final boss again, and saved that New Game Plus save file all over again, so I would start over with all that I did grind for all this afternoon. So that way you guys know, you know what to expect. You're all caught up. I should note, there is one item to get started on that alternate path that leads to the good ending in New Game Plus that I already got on my first file, and I might explain that as soon as I get into the game. There's one thing I would like to do before we get started. Alright. Okay. Good. A world without magic. Yeah, we're starting. It's gonna play out just about the same way for the first few moments of the game, I guess. Until gifts brought magic to the world, but gifts from whom and for what purpose, none can say. Some claim God gave these gifts to mankind, others say they are temptations devil sent. There are many gifts now in this world. Some contain powerful magics, others less so. They have made easy what was once unthinkable. It is hard to imagine life without them. Of course, all began with one single gift, but you already knew that, didn't you? This is a tale of those who would quest for this origin of miracles, the Crimson Shroud. May God have mercy on their souls. He who receives a gift sells his liberty. Chapter 1, Genesis. Flint is beginning to lose his patience, not because the 3 teams he sent in haven't returned, nor even because he has no idea what's killing them. I told her there was nothing she could do, one little Kish girl against that. And what good are the barber surgeons if they won't mend who and what I say? The dark take their oath. A girl of 16 or 17 lies on the chair before him, old enough to be a woman, but by her face still a girl. Sweat beads and jewels on her olive skin, and her breath comes painfully in gasps as she sleeps. The chair is a crude affair, cloth stretched over a thin wooden frame, made for quick assembly near the battlefield. Not much in the way of comfort, but better than the hard ground. Flint glances down at the cloth strips used to staunch her wounds. The barber surgeons have clearly been about their bloody work here. But the fresh bandages are already run through with red. The reports said her wounds were not light, and he sees the truth of it here. No time to nurse her back to health now. Flint knows her name, her face, her skill. She is one of the Quiche, a heretical, godless people. They see the will of heaven in the movement of stars and hear the laws of earth in the whispering of spirits. This is their way. They have no land of their own, roaming with no heed of borders. Many wonder openly why the Conclave affords them such protection. This particular Quiche, Freya, is none other than famed Chaser Geoke's partner. Geoke, the dark take him too. Sometimes I think the man's sole purpose in this world is to bring me grief. Chasers are like hounds, trained for the hunt. They track down fled criminals and the like, but where hounds work for loyalty, chasers work for gold alone. Geoke is one of the best and Freya is his right hand. Hilwa powder, my lord, but Hilwa contains toxin. Poison to a weakened heart. Another one, Flint thinks, as useless as the surgeons, and he's one of mine. Demand again that Freya be waked. If you shake her, they give her the thing anyway, so... I can think of more worthy reasons for a man to die than ignoring orders. Flint knows the familiar look of fear mingled with regret in the man's eyes. With shaking hands, the man pries open Freya's mouth, forcing a slender metallic pipe down her throat. Into this, he pours a slurry of medicine. When all is done, he exits the tent, careful to avoid meeting Flint's eyes. A heartbeat later, Freya wakes. In her dazed state, it takes her a few moments to realize that the knight in hulking black armor before her is Sir Flint Honsenbach. His eyes burn a hole in her soul. Flint is, to not mince words, the enemy. One of the Knights of the Peace, he serves the Senate in name and himself in all else. The full extent of his shadowy dealings are known only to him. It is a fact of the profession that chasers sometimes accept work that is not entirely lawful. A fact which often puts Flint and his order at odds with the chasers. And now our enemy is my savior, Freya realizes. As she collects her wits, she notices for the first time the pain lancing through her body. Her life may have been spared, but she's broken a few ribs and each breath is a chore. She wonders if the cloud that seems to lay thick on her mind is connected to the dull throbbing in the back of her head. What are you doing here, Flint? You know why I'm here. Now, the truth. Where's Geoke? First gate. How did things go so wrong? You curse at the sky as you curse your own lack of caution. The man, the one in that spreading pool of blood, isn't moving. You wonder at his wounds, but realize that leaving your cover would make you a target for more arrows. And there are always more arrows. He lies on you and see Freya behind a tree not 10 paces away, glaring at you as if to say, this was ill-planned. Ill-planned indeed. None had been willing to lead you into Sinner's Gulch except one brave man, the one out there leaking life. He told you of the danger himself. The gulch is goblin ground, he said. Goblins might stand only half as tall as a man, but they're quick, cunning, and savage as jackals. A goblin will ship you and take your coin every time. The only question is which he'll try first. If there's one thing goblins can't stand, it's interlopers, and they have teeth, tongues, and severed ears to prove it. They don't bother putting up signs. The scalps that fringe their warriors' shields give notice enough. All this you knew. You've seen your share of battles. There are enough notches in your blade to put a hardened knight to shame. Sure, you've had your share of close scrapes. But that's what being a chaser is all about, right? Chase. You're no hedge knight with more bravery in his cups than in his sheath. You're made of stronger stuff. A warrior. This one's on your swollen head, you hear Freya curse under her breath. Better swollen than severed, you grunt. A mistake. A goblin turns toward the sound of your voice, his bone axe biting the air as it charges. Cursing your lack of caution once again, you prepare to meet the attack as you see another goblin further away. The blighter that put feathers in your guide's guts stand and let loose another arrow at you. It doesn't matter what you do here, I would say. Oh, success. You spin and knock the arrow aside with your sword, only to see another following right behind it. A ruse! Though you parried the first arrow, now your weight carries you directly into the path of the second. It would have been the same thing. The arrow is about to pierce your side when the air around your body seems to shimmer and harden like translucent armor. Brass sorcery. The air acts like a cushion, slowing the arrow until it stops, just touching your side whereupon it falls to the ground. Yet there is no rest for the wicked. The first goblin rushes in, swinging his bone axe straight for your head. A dull sound reverberates through the air as you block the blow, but the goblin is pressing down harder now, trying to force the axe blade past your guard. You push back with all your strength until your arms tremble with the strain, and it is all you can do to retain your grip on your sword. Just then, 2 arrows streak over your shoulder, plunging straight into the goblin's arm. The goblin staggers backward, ripping the 2 arrows from his flesh and tossing them aside. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you're slipping, Geoke. You turn to see your partner Lippy standing with his bow at the ready, a grin across his face. Took you long enough, Lip. Short distance away, you hear Freya growl. Goblin Geoke! Now get your small clothes in a bunch, I'm on it. You raise your sword. Time to show these goblins what chasers are made of. Yeah, you can see that I have Meditate 3. I have a few things now that I didn't have before. Oof, 60. Isn't that overkill? Are they stronger than on the new game? Yeah, take everything, I guess. Good work, you've defeated the goblins and gotten your team out of a pinch. I don't like surprises, Geoke, Freya says. What do you like, she-dog, you think, wisely holding your tongue? Not his fault, Lippy says, coming to your rescue. It's not like any of us could have foreseen an ambush at the gate, he lies. If Keen-eyed Lippy had been in the lead, your guide would never have ended up a human pincushion. No matter which way you look at it, this is your fault. From the very moment you decided you had to go to Sinner's Gulch, the dice were cast. Guide or no, you were heading for trouble. You coming? You look up, realizing that Freya and Lippy are already several paces ahead. A bit late for regrets, no? Or were you planning on holding a little one-man ceremony for our guide? Lippy raises an eyebrow at Freya. Tear as many holes in our fearless leader as you like, but can we talk while we talk? Can we walk while we talk? Sorry. Not much time till nightfall, and who knows what's ahead. Pick up the pace, Geo. Lippy is right. Danger lies ahead in the sun-gilt palace of the Rahab, and you've come too far to die here. You proceed with caution. Yeah, let's save in slot 3, I guess. Also now, I didn't have any Cure Azoth anymore by the end of my grind earlier. So there will be a few things that I could not finish melding before that I could now. Kite shield. Monk staff. Guess I won't be able to meld that, huh? If there's only one of them. Heal 2 restores HP to a single target. Well, that's good. That's a good one. Oh yeah, if I could meld the battle axe. I've got one here. Didn't I have more? Ah no, never mind, yeah. Yeah, I guess I have 2 waiting to be melded. Well, a task for when I actually have well, more pure Azoth. It's been a constant problem obtaining it. The chasers are finders of lost things and people, mostly people, but the chaser isn't picky as long as he's paid. Lost lovers, debtors who ran in the night, stolen boys and girls, escaped murderers, marks come in all flavors, but few like this. You follow the thin thread of rumor from land to land until your feet led you here, to this place. Sun-Guild Palace of the Rahab. It is said the king built this palace for his queen, though that was more than 1,000 years ago. Reliefs done in sparkling blue lapis lazuli adorn its perfectly hewn limestone walls. When the slanting rays of the evening sun struck the palace, it glowed with the brilliance of gold. Now its vaulted ceilings have crumbled. Its pillars failed and its walls fallen under their own weight. It is a ruin, and experience tells you that ruins house worse than just goblins. Melora's garden. No goblins here, not close at any rate. If Lippy says it, it's so. Lippy's right eye is one of the gifts. A false eye to replace one he lost. Excuse me. Oh, should not leave that there, by the way. Oh, pardon me. With it, he sees sense where others see light. Handy for sniffing out enemies. You sure you don't smell anything odd? Freya asks. Unusual for her to sound so uneasy, but understandable with one death already today, not counting goblins. Nothing, Lippy replies with an exaggerated wave of his hands. Well, nothing is good, Freya says. Then nothing is your cut of the reward. Watch it, Freya says with a glare at you. I said nothing, you protest. You thought it. Sometimes you wonder if she's worth the trouble. In fact, on the very day you met 3 years ago, terrace to the east, Lippy announces, breaking your reverie. Looks like a cul-de-sac. Great place to get ambushed. True enough, but the entrance is narrow. Comes to fighting, you can use that to your advantage. Chaser's motto is to leave no stone unturned and no trap unsprung. You press on, a wary eye to your surroundings. A terrace here faces the water, a man-made pool for bathing by the look. The clear water indicates that whatever source feeds this pool still flows. You walk down the steps and cup a handful of water, letting some drip past your lips. Safe to drink, even. What you see next makes you spit the water out on the flagstones. Bleached bones lie at the bottom of the pool. Now we know where the goblins throw their leftovers, Sleepy Deadpants. The bones lie in a jumble, large and small, all clean and white. Look close and you can see notches left by blade and tooth. You hope the bones are animal at least. Well, if this is where the goblins have been feasting, then there must be treasure, you say, finishing Leapy's thought. You may have wondered in the past when stumbling across treasure in the corner of some dark labyrinth, glittering as if to say, take me, who left it there and why. Here in the palace, you at least know the answer. Goblins are fond of gathering spoils, and loath to leave their trinkets far from reach. Indeed, when you examine your surroundings, you find a chest. Lucky for you, the chest is unlocked, and untrapped it seems. Fear has us, please. It is not the same loot as the first time, I would say. Not the most impressive haul, but useful all the same. And taking from goblins weighs rather lightly on your conscience. After all, it could have been your bones in that pool. No. What else did I get? Yeah, a bow, I think. Yeah, that's my... Isn't that my first one? I think it is. Cha-cha-cha. This must have been a beautiful entrance way in the palace's heyday. The toppled pillars are cracked and worn by the passage of time, yet the carvings that adorn them have beauty still. Some might even fetch a decent price at the right market, but looting architecture isn't your style. I'm sorry, Lippy, but something does stink. Grass caught whiff of something. Not a stray wildflower or even the stench of decay. Something darker. You've never been sure if it's her lifelong training or a quiche blood, but Freya has always been able to sense things, even what Lippy's eye fails to detect. Well, I'm in the dark, so to speak, but I'll give you this one. Lippy's tone is casual, but there's an edge to his voice. Freya's not one to bark at shadows, and he knows it. You proceed with utmost caution. You stand before impressive doors, constructed in the ancient Ingil style. Intricate glyphs adorn the iron panels, which are crossed by the traditional wooden supports. Though worn, the doors stand with dignity befitting a palace. Doors to the north, east, and west stand open, their locks destroyed when whoever or whatever broke through after the palace was abandoned. Quiet, Lippy's warning comes soft but clear. With a practiced grip, you free your sword from its sheath. Lippy raises 3 fingers, points them toward the eastern doorway, then back at himself before giving them a gentle shake. 3 enemies, and they haven't noticed us. Freya fixes you with a look. Well? Flippy signals again. It's goblins. No easy target, but you have the advantage of surprise. Let's do it, you signal back. Uh-huh. Five turns for free. Does it matter which one I use? This one seems to work better, in addition to consuming less magic. Oh, I picked the wrong one! The Empower Magic. The other one would have given me a 20% boost. Ah well. Tower shield is completely pointless because I've already got a +9 tower shield. Kite shield is good. Vigor draught. Bone mask. But I don't think I can do much better than that, so... Congratulations, you've won another battle. Yet stronger foes surely lie in wait ahead, so best be prepared for more fighting. Remember, to the wary goes the quarry. I should show you guys maybe the item in question, if I still have it. It may have been taken away from me though. I think they took it away. Yeah, they took it away. I got a key dropped by an enemy that should open up new areas that are exclusive to New Game Plus, but it seems like the game took them away from me. Is the Crimson Shroud any good? Mass heal 2. Oh! Should I give it to Freya, maybe? Yeah, she loses a little bit in some areas, but she's sure to win in others, though. And she would have Resurrect again, and that would be nice. Now, I've been keeping Star Tiara because that gave me Mass Heal 1 and Heal 2. But if I have Mass Heal 2, I mean, that would be good enough, I suppose. And that way I can equip something that's actually better. Healing Crown. There. Looking good, I think. The Hail Cudgel is the thing that gives her Avalanche and Ice Breath too. Do I have something better? Solid Strike 2 and Reveal. Arrow Slash 2 and Wither. Earth Rod. Okator Spike 2. That's a single target spell. Leaden Vapor. Aqua Rod. Hydro Wave 2 and Spell Shield. Dark Rod. That's Black Widow 2. prepared magic. Well, I don't know. She's good enough with that, I guess. Eastern Cloister. You've come to a cloister walk around a garden. Though the ceiling has long since fallen, pillars still stand supporting the open sky above. Marble carvings that have survived the weather speak of the palace's opulent past. Fiend, we're surrounded. You draw your sword at Lippy's warning, cursing yourself for relying overmuch on his keen senses. Odd that he didn't detect anything until now. You shudder as you consider the possibility that something is preventing Lippy's gift from working. They come! I'm gonna have to use the restroom and then I'll grab a drink. Bear with me, good people of the internet. I'll be right back. I'm here. Cannot act for 4 turns. How do they get 81 MP from a Meditate 2? That's never worked so well for me. Ain't that a little unfair? I swear they seem to have more HP. Yeah, that works well on goblins. Oh, there's one gone. Can I use this? Silver bow, yeah, I do need that. Healing crown, it's completely pointless. Flame rod, I do think that I have a few. Scorpius, I've already got a +9. This as well. Vigor draught. Yeah, I can't take any more, and I don't need any more, to be honest. Although, I don't know. Nah, that'll be good enough for now. You were able to fend off the goblin ambush without much difficulty, yet this place is rife with hiding places. Who's to say what lurks behind those crumbled pillars and walls? If Lippy's gift is indeed dull, you'll just have to be all the more wary. There doesn't seem to be any easy way forward here. You'll need to find another route. The room at the back that seems to be there now, but not I don't know. You've come to a cloister walk around the garden. The sunlight spilling down through the shattered ceiling is hot, but there is ample shade behind those pillars that have not toppled. The hardened adventurer knows that sun and metal make a better frying pan than armor. Here, Freya tosses you a water skin, a gesture so unexpected you nearly miss the catch. You thank her gruffly and take a swig, passing the skin on to Lippy when you're done. You're reminded of another hot summer day, the day you met Freya for the first time. Reminisce! Just in case anyone wants to watch on YouTube, just the New Game Plus part. I'd rather just re-enjoy the story a second time, even though I just literally finished the game yesterday. And got the bad ending, expectedly. It was in that town on the marches. You'd come with Lippy, chasing a man escaped from some provincial jail. The place reeked of decay. And that temple, an ornate ancient thing, the scale was all wrong for the town, you thought. It cast a shadow over the gallows that seemed to be a permanent fixture in the town square. The gallows came complete with a collection of corpses left hanging as a warning, no doubt. This, then, was the source of stench. You thanked the light for the distance between you and them, and pitied the few living that stood there, awaiting their own ends. Hardline inquisitors are ever fond of stringing up heretics, a common pastime in these lands. A simple separating of the wheat from the chaff. They anointed from anyone whose gods or convictions disagreed with their own. Besides, seizing the deceased's land and property proved an excellent and reliable source of income. Sorry, I'm not a good reader, it seems. Ironic that the ones standing up there in robes were Kish, a nomadic tribe known for their love of freedom. It was unlikely they had committed any crime at all. They were not thieves, nor did they belong to some heretical sect. They merely did not suffer the bonds with which we must suffer, our god, our edicts. So suffer they would. Lippy looked at you as if to say, you thinking what I'm thinking? You were. Yet the moment you went to act, a scream rang out across the square. A Kish girl had cast a spell, turning the executioner into a flaming ball of flame. Use of hostile magic is forbidden in public spaces, particularly by a Kish girl against a public official. The crowd in the square panicked, their cries and shouting mingling with the dust that rose from the ground. That dust and the intervening years have clouded your memory of what happened next. You recall Lippy spreading flame with his arrows and yourself buying time by engaging the Inquisitioners, defending the girl, the young Kishwa spellweaver, Freya. You left the town in chaos. Freya decided she could not go back to her people. She had broken one of their few rules. Never reveal Quiche magic to outsiders. Why not join us? He offered. He offered and Freya accepted. Down to the river you went, exhausted, to drink. Though you barely had strength to stand, you helped Freya drink first, cupping the water in your hands. The water was cool and delicious, its taste your clearest memory of that day. It was later you learned the value of water to the nomadic Quiche. To them it is more than something to drink. Water purifies the body and acts as a medium, allowing them to converse with the spirits. Water is sacred. For the Quiche to give another water is an act of the highest gratitude. To you it was the least you could do. She needed help, and you, as you soon realized, you needed to protect her. You swore an oath to yourself that you would. Good water, you mutter. A simple man of simple pleasures, Freya scoffs. But a smile lingers at the corners of her mouth. Hard to imagine her smiling. Ah, the inner gate. This I did not have access to on the normal new game. There's a locked door here. And the key to open it, well, I had it on my first playthrough, but you cannot use it playing the game through for the first time. You've come to a gate leading into the palace proper. Though you're well inside the outer walls, the ceiling has fallen away and the summer sun beats down with vicious intensity. One could fry an egg on these flagstones, you muse. A treasure chest greets you. Open the chest. Try to open the treasure chest but find it locked. Anyone else get the feeling these goblins don't trust us? Libby asks, a sardonic smile on his lips. Or maybe the key is to that chest, actually. The key that they took away from me. My kingdom for a key. Yeah, I don't have it anymore. It used to be in trinkets, but... nah, it's gone. Well, I know where to find it again, but... well, that's a shame. Tower of Solace, Antechamber. You've come to the base of a small tower protruding from the outer wall, a watchtower to defend from attackers and other unwanted guests. This antechamber appears to have once served as a guard post, though the tower above has long since crumbled to half its former height. Whatever it is, it's big, Lippy mutters. You didn't need Lippy to tell you something waits beyond. The ground groans with its steps, its breath roars with the force of a geyser, and that's with a solid wooden door between you and it. I don't see why we need to go out of our way to pick this particular coal from the flames, Freya says. You agree, and yet at the same time you know that your way is straight ahead, not around. This may be one encounter you cannot afford to avoid. Hey, treasure! Freya's sudden discovery dispels the mood. You turn and see a chest in the corner. Probably a goblin cache, you realize. They are ever fond of keeping their spoils close by. If only they had better taste in deciding what to keep. You're as like to find stacks of gold as tangles of worthless dreck. Open the chest. Try to open the chest, but it appears to be locked. A magical binding, Freya declares. And a magical binding requires a magical key. The goblins are cleverer than I thought. Maybe the big guy past the door is the goblin's pet? Freya suggests. A watchdog maybe, or a guard? Could be, you think. Might be he has the key. Might be the trunk's full of junk. And then there might be a way into the palace proper through this door. All true, so what to do? Well, we know there's a minotaur on the other side, so... Do I have a weapon that's good against Minotaurs? Well, this one, I guess. Bloody Mace. How about him? Goblins. Nothing. Nothing. Minotaur. Ah, well, he already has equipped the weapon that's good against Minotaur, so that's good. I'll leave him that. As for her... anything good against Minotaurs in there? No. How about that light magic from before? Damn. Good against demons. But not Minotaurs, huh? What could I give her? How about... Arrow Slash? Ah, good. There we go. Yeah, she can have the Crimson Shroud again. Crimson Shroud. And then him, but I guess he should be able to handle himself. You face a distant foe. I wish I had been able to get Empower Magic 3, assuming it exists, but I haven't found it yet. 182, there we go. Yeah. How'd you like that, huh? As for you... yeah, it won't tell you here whether a magic is good against a Minotaur or not. I guess if you try it out, it will tell you. Heroism 2. 161. Only 1 point of damage. Nice. You were victorious. Thor hammer and the Minotaur horn. Did I already have the Minotaur horn or not? How many dice am I missing like that? I need 280 points, I should say. 216 plus 35. That's 251. Nah, even if I traded dice, that still wouldn't be enough. Well, the hammer is not that rare. I mean, I've already gotten some before, so... It's a one-handed melee weapon, though. I can't always get everything, I guess. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. The great bulk of the Minotaur crashes to the ground with a sound like thunder, sending up plumes of dust. You watch over it for a moment to make sure it lies motionless, and your eyes fall on a key hanging from its belt. The magic key to the treasure chest. Key of Solace. You're impressed that the goblins managed to somehow tame such a ferocious creature. Minotaurs are renowned for their aggressive and predictable behavior, yet this one was kept here like a bull in its pen. Look here, Lippy points at the Minotaur's back. Though you were too busy during the fight to notice, you now see the creature's back. It's crossed with traces of countless centuries, both old and new. The old goblin methods, eh? You've heard of this. Whips and iron bars and vile venomous draughts used to cow creatures from an early age. Each scar was a memory of pain for the Minotaur, pain keeping it docile and subservient to its masters. It's enough to put a lady off eating meat, Freya says. They weren't going to eat it, it was going to eat us. You almost say something but think better of it. It's not worth the grief. You look around but fail to spot anything resembling a passage out. The stairs above have collapsed, ruling out an ascent. A dead end. Time to find another way. Well, I get to open the chest, but I will have to come back here because there's a lever that you have to pull in that room. Oh, hey Monica, sorry I wasn't looking at the chat. How are you tonight? The goblin's treasure is still sitting where you left it. Obviously, since you're the ones with the Minotaur's key. The goblins couldn't have opened it even if they wanted to. Open the chest. You place the key of Solace into the keyhole and gently turn it. You hear a click and wan light spills from the keyhole for a moment before fading. The enchantment on the chest is broken. Yeah! There we go. Falchion? Oh, okay. That's a thing? Kinda feels like theft, Freya says. What is she talking about? It's the goblins who have been sitting here robbing explorers for years, you think, as you begin examining your hole. You're good? You just had a good cry? Oh. You watched Coco again? Ah, the movie made you cry, okay. Yeah, I was about to ask, is everything alright? Well, it's better that it is the movie than something bad happening. You can meld them together. Uh-huh. Okay, cool. Nice. Uh-huh. Okay, I only need one more of those. Yeah, none of those I can meld. It always makes you cry. I have never watched it, I think. Battle bow? Wait a minute. Did I discard something? I wasn't paying enough attention to what I was doing. Uh-huh. I've only heard good things, so yeah, I'm sure that it is good. I just never got the chance. I mean, everything Disney that looks like it might be interesting to watch. I don't have Disney Plus, you see, so I can't watch those, I'm afraid. Okay, so I've got a few of these things left. Let's see, arrow ring, no. Alright. What do I have now? Sloth amulet. I guess I could get started working on this. Plus 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I could use one more, I guess. Okay, I ran out. Compared to what Disney is doing with the remakes, these originals are usually pretty good. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised actually if it was a completely different team writing these stories. Because they're a lot better. Can't be a pirate for it. The problem is always the same, it's finding a good website for that sort of thing. They keep shutting them down, so I've been completely out of that sort of practice for too long to know where to get these things these days. It used to be that I would be very knowledgeable about that, but these days, not so much. Okay. If I go back inside... Isn't there a lever somewhere? You've returned to the Tower of Solace. The walls and floor here bear the raw scars of your fight with the beast. You reflect back on the battle and a thought occurs to you. Why did the goblins keep the Minotaur here alone? Was it waiting for something? There must be some reason. Decide there isn't a reason after all, or search the room from top to bottom. Geoke, a lever! Lippy announces. As you thought, the Minotaur was more than just a keyholder. In fact, the key and treasure may have been just a ruse, a distraction from the tower's real purpose. You move the heavy lever and a sound like the grinding of gears reverberates from deep below your feet. Not bad, Lippy says with a grin. Not bad at all. Now to search for some sign of what the lever moved. You leave the tower behind. Isn't it here? Usually if I can't watch shit on streaming services, I'd see if our library has it, but can't really recommend that to you. It's usually not something that they do here. Or there used to be this, well, where I lived before anyway. Once a week, there would be a bus with lots of books, DVDs, CDs that you could, I don't want to say borrow, but you had to rent them, I think. You could rent movies and stuff like that. I don't even know if that still exists, though. It would be every Thursday. But it's not really a bus, I guess. So it's like more like a big truck. Goes from town to town, especially the smaller villages that have poor internet access and no local libraries and that sort of thing to borrow or rent these sorts of media. I think they even had video games at some point. At the time of the PlayStation 2, I'm pretty sure they had PlayStation 2 games. Lippy signals back to you in silence. You follow his eyes to where several goblins are camped out in the shadow of two pillars. They don't seem to have noticed you yet. Could be an excellent opportunity for a surprise attack. And what if I prefer avoiding confrontation? Yeah, when I was little, there was something called the bibliobus or something like that. They would only have books. That would be books only, and that was an actual bus, a smaller one, orange, I remember the color, that would come to our school like every 2 weeks, and there we could borrow books for free to encourage kids to read. I thought that was interesting. It smelled a lot like old books in there, I recall. The enemy cannot act for 7 turns. The advantage is yours. She doesn't have a multi-target spell anymore? Ah yes, she does. Die! Ooh, nice, a spellbook with heal too. I can melt that onto a weapon later, so I permanently have that spell accessible. Damn, they did not give me much good loot. Good loot, huh? Angel's Wing. Well, I guess I could take everything, but... that's a shame. You defeated the goblins with style. Best move to a different location before their friends show up. But where did that door open? The lever that I pulled earlier, where did that open anything? At the inner gate? But that wasn't there before though. Was it? There are more rooms, I guess. Unless in the New Game Plus it doesn't open the same door, I think that might be the case. I really like that they are small figures like that. Yeah, the tabletop aspect of this, I guess, is very interesting to me. Is it here that the door opened? You've returned to the inner gate. The treasure chest sits where you left it, taunting you. You might not get it open without a key, but it might be worth a try. Lippy shakes his head. You jest! You favor Lippy with a thin smile. Of course you're kidding. If Lippy can't open it with his skills, what hope do you have? Let's find a proper key, shall we? You nod. The search is on. The game is afoot! Unique things like that is just so much fun. Mm-hmm. I agree. Ah, yeah, this is where I opened something, I guess. You look around and spot a gaping hole in the eastern wall, the entrance to a hidden stair leading down. Ah, yeah. Looks like the tower lever did something after all. Yeah, this is what it opened on the first playthrough as well. Reminds me of being a kid. The little figures you move around. What I failed to see is why the lever to open this was so far away, Freya grumbles. I mean, think about it. Whoever used this would have to go out of his way every time. Imagine the turnover in servants. Slaves more like, you think. A long walk to open a door was probably preferable to several other tasks you can imagine. True enough, Freya, you say. But I'm not one to question an open door. Let's go. Sometimes I think you only listen to half I say. Geoke, Freya scowls. Half, a quarter seems generous. Avoiding her glare, yet you make for the head and stare. You descend the steps, your eagerness to end the conversation making you braver than you might otherwise be. Must be tough going downstairs, being a little figure like that with that thing attached to your feet. Have you ever done that? Played around with a board game, not actually playing it, but playing around with it? Pretty sure I must have, yeah. I don't have a specific occasion in mind, but I used to have little figures like that in board games, so I probably did that at some point. Probably took the figures out of the board game box that they came from and maybe even lost a few, I think. As kids are likely to do. At the bottom of the stairs you hear a loud inhuman howl. A minotaur. There it stands, its body crossed with scars. Lippy gapes. Isn't that the one we just killed? You did it a lot with Cluedo that you once had. Okay. I don't think I did it specifically with that one. The different weapons that you have to pick as the murder weapon, yeah, I probably played with those, yeah, definitely. I accidentally threw a couple of character pieces away. Ah well. As long as nobody wanted to play as them. Ah, that's a good roll this time. Yeah, kick ass. Or smash. Heh, 1 damage. Okay. Excellent. Ah, he doesn't have enough magic to use Heroism 3. Now that's a shame. Sometimes if you throw them a certain way, you can throw a die out of the box, and then you can use it later as a bonus one in battle to add to your damage. I think that's amazing. Yeah, they use different pieces, I guess, when they're in battle. They swap them around. Well, that's lame. Because now I can't do anything. I will end turn. Lippy has been paralyzed. Does he already have a bonus? Yeah, he already does. Skill... Heaven's Sting. Paralyzed. I could not act. Such small details just makes me all giddy. Well, you want another detail? If you noticed under the little figure, there's a level 5 logo, the company. Same company that made Fantasy Life, by the way. What business has a Minotaur coming back as a zombie? Lippy shakes his head and spits. A better question might be, who's in the business of making man-bulls into zombies, Freya says. Either way, your instincts tell you the answer lies below. Chapter 2? Act of contrition. Don't tell me you were here to see the sights. Flint's voice rings with anger. We're talking about Geoc, not some starry-eyed mooncalf. I want the truth now, Freya. Save the performance for the stage or whatever it is you quiche do for diversion. The nearby soldiers perk up their ears at the sharp tone in their commander's voice. The air snaps with tension. All is quiet when Flint speaks again. Yes, your quiche. You must have noticed the paling about this place by now, Not one but several palings, gossamer barriers enveloping the entirety of the palace. She sensed them the moment she stepped inside the outer walls, the way they extended in a wide circle, the palace at its center. You sure you don't smell anything odd? That smell was the paling. To a man like Flint, it would be nothing more than a tickling irritation, the tiniest sliver of a fishbone caught in the throat. It's not strong enough to keep intruders out, Flint says. Our magi claim that's because it's weakened with time. What think you? Astute question, Flint. Clearly this man didn't get to where he is, captain of a knightly order, by chance. Freya wets her lips. An alarm set to warn someone of an intruder's approach. That's what Geoc said. Then who set the alarm? Whoever it was that hid the relic inside the palace, the first gift. They raised the paling. Isn't that what you think? The Crimson Shroud? It's really here? Isn't that why the Senate sent its dogs to sniff through these weathered holes? Freya thinks to herself with renewed disdain for this man and what it represents. So you won't tell me? Fine. We'll have the place cleared of its misshapen residents soon. Then we can take our time finding Geoc. Though I'd imagine you'd rather it not be a reunion with a corpse, The depths of the palace are chaos given material form. If Geoc and Lippy are truly still down there, chances are they've long since been made corpses. Not that Freya is given to underestimating your companion's resilience. Not moved by threats, I see. Good girl. You should know that we've learned who sent you, the Earl of Melandra. And we know for what you sought, that monk and his precious manuscript. The Earl of Melandra, the monk, the manuscript. The details of our journey spin through Freya's pounding head until all is a spiral of pain and darkness. Back to our heroes. This is the quintessential hidden passage. Carved from a pre-existing cavern, the walls and ceiling are moist with water and an earthy smell hangs in the air. Above, the sun burned your skin. Down here, the chill robs your body of warmth. A torch lit by who knows what gutters on the wall, but its light does not reach far down the corridor. Oh yeah, I thought I should take a break from Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. I was getting annoyed with certain things, and what do I choose to play instead? Pokemon Legends Arceus. Well, I guess it's a different enough game. It plays different. You're still in the mood for more Pokemon, just not the same kind you've been playing these past few days. That's understandable. You've entered a new area. Each new area comes with its own map. Switch between area maps using the L and R buttons. Once you're on a new area map, you can use the marker as normal to select your destination. No, not load. Save. Squirrel's Nest. Hey, wait a second. Isn't that another area down that way? That I couldn't go to before? I'm excited for the new one whenever it comes out. Yeah, I'm not sure there's a date for it yet. I don't think there is. You hear unsettling voices in the distance, the suffering wails of the walking dead. Though the cavern echoes with the noise, they can't be many in number. No more than a dozen or so. Disarmed, Lippy announces, stepping back from the chest. The lock was trapped with blades that look big enough to take off the arms of a careless thief, though you have no inclination to test that theory. Open the chest. A former highwayman, Lippy knows his way around traps, magical or no. If he says the trap is disarmed, it's disarmed. Recente, segmentata. Banded male, Naima Kef. For a goblin cache, the ratio of rare goods to junk is unusually high. Not as far as you know, IF for the date. Currently, all I do know is that Fantasy Life is around the corner. Yeah, about time too. Which would make this the front lines. I can see that there's another room down here. I couldn't go there before. This is exclusive to New Game Plus. Oh, that was a bow? I guess New Game Plus has a few exclusive weapons, huh? A Quell Shield. Ibarra Crown. Naima Kef. Segmentata Banded Mail. What does it teach the character? Dispel. Frost Kiss. Okay. Is it really better? 18, 19, 24. Maybe they start out with more values than others, I guess. I don't know, it's hard to tell. New Game Plus needs different stuff to make it interesting. In this case, you need to play through the game at least twice and through a New Game Plus to get to the real ending of the game, so... Otherwise, you can only get a bad ending. There should be a fight in here, I think. Just a little deeper into the labyrinth and water crosses your path. A little runoff from an underground river, you surmise. Though only a trickle now, it will likely one day submerge the entire cavern complex. Luckily at this point only part of the path is submerged, allowing you to slip past and onward. Requiring slightly more caution are the throngs of undead that seem to have taken up residence in these caverns. Unlike the goblins, the undead have no discernible purpose or goal other than adding the living to their ranks. I do enjoy the story, yeah, I like how it is written. I think it's well written. It's like a book, really. It plays very much like a visual novel, other than for the RPG stuff, I suppose. I don't think it should only be a bad ending, but I like it when New Game Plus gives you a secret ending or true end. They seem to resent their own death, and in their lifeless eyes you see something like fear. Though as to what the dead might fear, you cannot guess. It is clear, though, that they are envious of those with life and desire nothing more than to take it away. Just then you hear the splashing of water, someone else moving through the underground waterway ahead. You look to see the bleached bones of a band of adventurers moving with unholy life. The undead don't seem to have noticed you. To battle! It's not a surprise attack. Well, okay. How can you get such a bad dice roll? I hate my luck. I can't even attack. I'm better off just skipping my turn. Wait till I have more magic points. No, not that. Heroism 3. Still not dead, huh? But I need more magic. You could have given me so much more. Hellblaze 2. Reinforcements. Yeah, I knew this one was about to die. I got more with worse dice. Doesn't make any sense. La 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 la. Still nothing? Still nothing? There we go. Why is it enhancing its attack after having already attacked? That doesn't make any sense. Thankfully, the game is not too smart. NPC logic, yeah. That reminds me, well, it's a meme video, but it's in French, so I don't think you would have seen it. It's a woman going on like a TV show to explain that her boyfriend is an NPC, that she met him being stuck and glitching out on a fence by a river, and she felt so bad for him that she fell in love with him. And then he's constantly glitching out, like sitting in midair and things like that around the apartment. That's so funny. The danger is past. You sent the dead to their rest, though not without a thought back to when these adventurers were alive. If possible, you would like to find some memento of their former selves to return to any family who still might survive. A chore best left for the homeward journey, you decide. And if I go back here, huh? There's that path that I could not take before. What is it, Freya? You sense something? Freya's face is hard, the way she always looks when she has a feeling she's reluctant to give voice to. Freya says nothing, so you turn to Lippy. Well, smell anything? Too many things, old trails overlapping one another. Enemies are thick afoot, that's for certain. But I do not think they are what Freya has found. I'm no fan of having bad feelings about something, but I do get the distinct impression we're being watched, Freya says, her voice lower than a whisper. You're sure the Crimson Shroud isn't here, or so you say. In truth, you have your doubts, as do Lippy and Freya, you guess. After all, most treasure hunts result in little more than some exercise and lost time. No matter how convincing the proof, X rarely marks the spot, or what it marks is far less than expected. I really love when people make NPC videos. I especially love Oblivion ones. Oh yeah. So many absurd moments in Oblivion. I've never actually played it, but I've seen so many videos of the absurd stuff in it. I hear that they're remaking it. I don't know if that's true or not, if it's a rumor or if it is anything official, but I think it's being remade at the moment. I wouldn't mind replaying it. Not replaying it, I've never actually played it, but playing a remake of that, sorry. Although if you ask me, the older Elder Scrolls games are in more need of a remake than Oblivion, perhaps. I think the graphics of Oblivion have aged terribly, but I still think it's got its charm because of how quirky it is with all the glitches and shit, so... I think it could still remain as it is for a little while still before getting a remake, and make a remake of Daggerfall maybe or something like that. Because I've only ever played Skyrim, so something is different about this time, and it's not Lippy or Freya. Whether that difference is danger or reward, there's no way to know but to see for yourself. It's not letting me go there yet. Nah. The room exists, at least, but I guess I still can't go there. Well. It's real they're making a remake. I think it's cause it's so well known and possibly well liked. Yeah, I imagine. But I mean, the stories of all these games kinda tie into one another, so I would like to experience the older ones as well. I know they're remaking, I think, the original Witcher game. That would be interesting to play too. I think I have 2 and 3 on PC. I did not buy 1 because I knew that they were remaking it anyway. And so I figured, well, one day I'll get the remake of 1. I'm not gonna play the original now, even if it's a lot cheaper, obviously. But I thought 2 looks still more than good enough for this day and age. So I got it anyway, and then 3. Even though I have yet to play both. Heading west from the cross, you come to a fork in the path. The air smells strongly of mold. Looks like we've found the entrance to the dungeon, Freya says. You look at her, raising... something? The spirits of the dead told me, she explains. There is doubtless no lack of spirits in this place, but Freya is no necromancer. How can she talk to the dead, you wonder? Either she jests, or this is yet another ability lent her by your Kishblood. Lippy says south lies danger. You listen and can hear voices, goblins and a minotaur. Whether they prepare for battle with the undead or to hunt explorers, you cannot say. Lippy shakes his head and shrugs. You check the gate to the north and find it locked, yet there are scrapes in the rust around the keyhole. Someone has been through here recently. And this is where normally you would get that key that was taken away from me when I started the New Game Plus. The confessional. That was actually decent for once. So yeah, she gets a base 25 plus whatever the dice give her with a Meditate 3. Eh? What, he stole health from Lippy? Okay, so what you have to do is kill the Goblin Hunter so that another one will take its place, and it's that enemy that drops the key that I need. Oh, that's bad. Ugh! No, keep hitting the Minotaur, I guess. Yeah, the Minotaur is not gonna get any reinforcements, is he? Oh, I get no reinforcements if I already killed the Minotaur first? Oh, that's a shame. Well, I will have to refight them then. Sage's Crown. Okay, yeah, take everything. Don't think too hard on it. Despite the darkness, you were able to defeat your attackers. You squint your eyes trying to make out some detail of your surroundings to no avail. Perhaps you've reached a dead end. No light, no way forward, you mutter. Though the darkness is not complete, some small amount of light trickles through vents in the ceiling. The light is too dim to see anything resembling a way out. Let's just bring a torch or brazier from some other place, then we'll be able to see our way. Freya cuts Slippy off with a grunt. The lack of light here is not due to poor placement of torches. The goblins cast a spell here, robbing the room of light by magic to better entrap their prey. If you're going to continue to search this way, you'll need something to dispel the darkness. A gift. Anything with a gift like that would be an enemy to any mage, Freya notes. More of a curse than a gift, really. It's kind of tough to remember exactly what I was supposed to do here. Where am I gonna find the key to open this? Ah, never mind, okay. Ah yeah, there's a scene where they see a ghost of Freya opening the gate, yeah. You check the north gate and find it locked tight. There has to be a key somewhere, but where? You look up to see Freya in front of the gate. She rubs her fingers along the keyhole and with a click the gate unlocks. You gape as Freya opens the gate and walks through. Freya, wait, you cry as you hear a voice from behind you. Wait for what, joke? You turn and see Freya standing right next to you. But she went through! You hurriedly check the gate and find it still locked. You give it a good shove, but it doesn't even budge. So how did Freya go through only to reappear behind you? Ghost! You explain what happened to Freya, who looks at you like you've shaken a few dice loose in your skull. Probably just a trick the spirits are playing on us. Ignore them, she advises. You've seen some strange things in your day, but this is just about the strangest. Perhaps it has something to do with the Palace of the Rahab? The thought reminds you of a local legend. It is a story 1,000 years old, from a time before there was magic in the world. Story time! Once upon a time, a man was born to the ruling people of these lands, a great warrior who gathered the clans together and brought war to the barbarian tribes. After many victories, he took the title of king and in the space of a single generation formed his domains into a vast kingdom. For his many just laws, he earned the trust of the people, becoming a truly popular leader, king in more than name alone. 12 ministers loyally served this king, all handpicked for their surpassing talent and strength of character. They became known as the Chosen of the Solace. The kingdom knew prosperity such as none had known before it and none since. It was during this time that the king gave this palace as a gift to his queen. Yet as the days and months passed, the once great king grew arrogant. The people left him and many joined hands with the barbarian tribes. War once again visited the land. The king prayed to God for peace and his prayers were heard, but not by God. The devil came from the dark lands and taught the king the ways of magic in exchange for his mortal soul. Wielding his newfound dark arts, the king took the defense of the kingdom into his own hands, laying waste to his enemies in the space of a day. Yet that night the devil came and took the lives of the king and his clan, spiriting their souls away into the dark lands. All that remained in our world of this tragedy was magic. It is, of course, just a legend. The conclave has issued a public statement decrying it as a fairy tale, having no more substance than any other flight of fancy. And yet the stage upon which that tale plays out is here. The Palace of the Rahab and its existence cannot be denied. Statesmen, clerics, liars all. The Senate is nothing more than a tool to be bought and sold by those of means, and the Church is nothing more than a glorified buyer, seller, and seizer of property. What truth of theirs holds more weight than legend? Is their truth not the most fanciful of all? The more you think about it, the more you feel that the legend has the truth of things. It's enough to make you laugh out loud. Freya wrinkles her nose. What are you laughing about? Ah, nothing, pay me no mind, you reply. Exactly what I was doing. In the end, the only truth you can trust are the quality of your weapon, the strength of your mind, and the mettle of your companions. What need has a man of the Conclave or Legends when the chase is on? Yeah, I think, yeah, no, this gave us nothing. I can't remember where I'm supposed to go. Was it here? You've returned to the squirrel's nest. Oddly, the treasure chest you left open is now closed. Maybe the goblins returned, only to speed off in a rage after whoever took their precious things. This is a problem. It's been sealed with a mortis glyph, death magic. Not even Lippy is a match for a trap capable of causing instant death. If he had tried... You leave shaking your head at the close call. Of course, this isn't the first time you and Lippy have faced death magic. Why, the very first time you met. Reminisce! Let's reminisce! 7 years ago, was it? You were a new recruit in the Knights of the Republic, killing on a battlefield out in the marches. At the end of a singularly bloody day, you were assigned to scour the keep you'd taken for any enemy stragglers. There in a dark, dank cellar, you found a large treasure chest. In your youthful enthusiasm, you decided that whatever wealth it held was too heavy for the departing forces to carry. You had just begun looking for the lock when a voice from behind said, "I'd not open that if I were you. My mortis glyphs have proven surprisingly effective in the past. One touch means death." You turned to see a man bound to the wall in chains. This was how you met Lippy. Though his body was covered in wounds, there was a wry smile on his lips, and by the light in his eyes, you saw his spirit was unbroken. The story as he told it was that the retreating army had forced him to set the trap and left him here so that the glyph would claim him too. Several years after that encounter, he had left the Knights and were working as a negotiator of sorts, helping to resolve a sticky situation wherein the Lord found his man's occupied by the very group of bandits he had sought to house from his lands. They had even taken hostages for good measure. One of the Lord's retainers contacted you based on your growing reputation, but not even you could have anticipated who you found among the bandits. Lippy, the man to whom you owe your life as he owes you his. Meanwhile, Flint, in his capacity as captain of the Knights of the Peace, decided that the negotiation with the bandits was unacceptable, and had already moved to remove them by force. Slipping past Flint's forward lines, you entered the manse unarmed, won the bandits to your side, and were able to secure the release of the hostages and stop the fighting. A Knight of the Peace had taken Lippy's right eye and right arm in the battle. Ignoring Flint's wrathful epithets, you cared for Lippy's wounds, nursing him back to health. For his aid in securing the release of the hostages, Lippy was given a lenient sentence and released a half year later with a new eye and arm, gifts, both for his trouble. You met him on the day of his freedom. You seem to have an interest in me, and I know a way to make more money than you'll ever see negotiating. How about we team up? Thus did Lippy become your partner, friend at times, rival at others, but always reliable. You are as brothers, though you share no blood between you, and many are the times you have thanked God for sending you such a boon as Lippy. I thought setting mortis glyphs was your specialty, Lippy. Sure you haven't been moonlighting for the goblins? Lippy's reply comes swiftly. Guilty as charged, and let it be said the pay is better if the repartee is somewhat lacking. Lippy favors you with a wry smile. Save. Should I try again up there? I can't remember where to get the key. Where is that key? The palace foyer? Oh. Oh. Okay. This once again is an area that is exclusive to New Game Plus. Through the gates, you now stand at the entrance to the palace proper. A weathered yet still opulent carpet lies on the ground. By its look, you'd say the carpet was woven of goat and camel hair, overlaid with silk. All materials that should have been eaten by a worm and withered centuries ago. Clearly magic is at work here. Yeah. Camel hair! Of all things. Thick wooden doors stand to the west, but the east is blocked by rubble from a collapsed ceiling and walls. You examine the doors to the west and find them firmly shut with no visible keyhole. Perhaps they have been barred from the other side? Nothing so simple, Lippy mutters, examining the doors. You realize this is a classic case of finding a lever to open the door, and begin your possibly fruitless but ultimately unavoidable search. Yeah, otherwise you come at the palace proper from that side. But right now this is something I can't do, so... Where am I gonna find that key that I need? I wonder... If I try here, I think it's just gonna be the same enemies I already faced before. Musty air and the stench of mold make you wrinkle your nose. Smells like a catacomb, you think. Then realize that with all the undead walking around, it practically is a catacomb. Be wary, they're near, Freya warns in a quiet voice. And getting nearer by the smell, you'd like to avoid needless fighting, but you may not have a choice. Let's try to avoid it. But it's all down to luck, so... I think I may have succeeded, no? No? No, okay. Then I don't know what numbers I was supposed to get. More than 8. I'd like to check something. La 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 la. Well, that doesn't appear to have worked, so... but hang on a second. Nah, can I get that to work? Maybe. Yeah, it's working. La, la, da, 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 da. Lippy has 225. Yeah, just to avoid having, since we're replaying the same things, I'm gonna give myself some extra magic. And Geoke has 188. Okay, there we go. Just to speed things up a bit. Right, there should have been reinforcements, but they didn't get to. They didn't get to spawn. Ah, no, what did I do? I did not pay attention to what I was doing. Ah, well. I may have been able to get a skill that Geo might have needed, but I guess I won't get to see that. The danger is past. You sent the dead to their rest, though not without a thought back to when these adventurers were alive, blah 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 blah. The usual. The one thing I have not been able to cheat with is giving myself more pure hazard so that I could craft better equipment. I just don't know how the game functions with keeping track of how many you have. I've searched the memory of the game and could not find where this is stored. However it is stored, it's not just simply the number itself. I don't know how that works. I think I may need to there has to be a key somewhere, but where, yeah? Well, I'll try to get that key to drop the one that I didn't get before. Oh, I can't fight them? Okay. Ah, that's strange. I don't know why. Don't know why that is. Well, there are signs of a fight there, so I'll try here again. I should probably revisit all these rooms again. There's an unfriendly one. You don't need Lippy's eye to see the danger that lurks behind the broken wall ahead. A Minotaur. Luckily, it doesn't seem to have noticed you. You would have the upper hand in an attack, or you could slip away unseen. I don't know if I have to fight it or not. Well, I guess I will, even if I didn't want to. Battle at range. Ah, it's just a regular one. Okay. Skills. Empower magic. Magic. Arrow slash. I've certainly given them good equipment if they won't take damage like that. This is not cheating, they actually have good equipment that allows them to not take that much damage. Attune magic. Arrow slash 2. Should be dead, I think. No, not yet. leave while the leaving is good. I'll try the tower again. I think you need to get a certain key elsewhere that will open a gate to, I don't remember what location, and that gives you the key to the dungeon, and once you clear the dungeon, you get to explore the level below. You've returned to the Tower of Solace. All is quiet. The silence hangs over the room like a thick blanket. You leave before the goblins or another of their pets show up. Uh-huh. How about the antechamber? You've returned to the antechamber at the base of the Tower of Solace. The word Solace means king in ancient Ingil. The tower itself symbolizes the king's vigilance over his queen, or so you imagine. Several ones stood around the palace. Okay, so that's 2 rooms I have now checked again. How about that second gate? Take him. Lippy signals back to you in silence. You follow his eyes to where several goblins are camped out in the shadow of 2 pillars. They don't seem to have noticed you yet. Could be an excellent opportunity for a surprise attack. I'll try avoiding it if I can. Ah, well, I was able to. You were able to avoid a battle with the goblins. Keeping a wary eye out behind you, you leave the area. Uh-huh. How about this one? You've returned to Ruinhand's Ablutory where you are greeted by birdsong and a soft trickle of water. It's as though time itself has stopped. The treasure chest lies open. Either the goblins have not returned, or they have run off to find whoever took their treasure. Regardless, there's little point lingering here. Okay. Melora's Garden. This must have been a beautiful entranceway in the palace's heyday. The toppled pillars are cracked and worn by the passage of time, yet the carvings that adorn them have beauty still. If only you had time to take in the sights. You've come through the garden back to the first gate. Carrion birds scatter into the sky as you approach. You survey the bodies of the goblins, a stark reminder of your earlier carelessness. Perhaps it wouldn't hurt to review some of the Chaser's basics. I know, if you come back here, it's like a tutorial of sorts, yeah. The Eastern Cloister. Lippy signals. Fiends, we're surrounded. You draw your sword at Lippy's unspoken warning and cast your eyes around. Something lurks in the shadows, alright, but whatever it is hasn't noticed you. Stealth is still not an option. No, stealth is still an option. No, failed. We have to fight. Can't avoid it. Oh, I see that the stream has been dropping frames at some point. I cannot act for 4 turns. Stealth was not an option. Well, it would have been if I succeeded, but... Feels like peace was never an option. In Soviet Russia, peace was never an option. Reinforcements. Empower magic. No, not an earth rod. I already have all I need. It's just gonna take up space in my inventory. I don't need one more. You were able to defeat the enemy, but there's no telling when the next attack will come. Stepping quickly, you leave the area behind. I think I've been, again, to all the places I had already been to before, so... You've returned to the inner gate. The treasure chest sits where you left it, taunting you. It's the same text again. Yeah. Same text as before. I'm gonna look at a guide because... Hang on. Wait, what? What? Okay. Crimson Shroud. It's something like a goblin key or something. Stuck at gate, need to find key. Ah, yeah, there we go. Go to the waterway and fight the skeletons there. Kill the archers first and hope for mages to spawn. The mages have a rare item that they can drop. Sadly, after so many months, I forgot what it is called. There's an old walkthrough topic that's locked. You have to look for it. The board isn't very big, so you should find it quickly. Either way, with the rare item in your inventory, you go to the place that's dark thanks to some kind of spell. With that rare item, you can lit the torches and find the key to proceed. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you need to go back to Gerizim Waterway. Keep killing the archers in the background and kill the mage reinforcements. That's it. Until they drop the item that you need. There's no choice. You have to fight. But like the game, you could get stuck for months playing this game because the game doesn't tell you what you need to do. Who is it, by the way? Oh, yeah. Empower Magic. Magic. That damages multiple targets. How about... yeah, that's Cat and Archer. It's not even guaranteed that a mage will come as a reinforcement. There's a chance that it might happen, but still. Well, there's a mage. With a bit of luck, they'll drop the item I need. Well, there's a second one, so that means double the chance of the item dropping. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, I should have done that before, actually. Enhancing your magic. Please drop the item. I don't see it. A round shield? There's the circle shield, but I think this is a different one. I think I'm gonna have to fight them again. Yeah, we gotta try again. Until they drop the item. How disappointing. Da 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 da. Let's get those reinforcements to come out. Give me a mage. Yeah. Holy Strike. Kill the archer. Get another mage to take its place, hopefully. Ah, it's an archer. I only get one chance then this time. I don't see the item, I don't think. Isn't that supposed to be a key? Dull Edge, Pure Hazard. Aqua Rod, I don't think I need that anymore. I made a list actually of all the items I've already brought up to level +9. And I think the Aqua Rod is one of them, yeah. It is. Nymekef I don't have. Repose 2, Black Arcanum. Martial Bow, I don't need any more of those. I think I'm gonna have to keep trying. It's grind, mind you. Meanwhile, I'm getting items that I might otherwise not have, but... I mean, if I go back, there still won't be anything, right? The game didn't say anything about me dropping them, so yeah, no. Or picking it up, I should say. Yeah, to battle. No choice. I think I was very lucky on my first playthrough before to get them to drop. I didn't have to try hard. It just happened by itself, I think. Which is what you would want in a perfect world, but well. Give me a mage. No, not another archer. I don't want an archer. I want a mage. Not only do you need luck to get a mage to come out, but you need luck for the said mage to even drop the item you need. Ugh. Damn frustrating. Go on, give me a mage. Well, it is a mage, at least. I don't know, should I try to kill it last to get the item to drop? At this point... I don't actually believe that this will have an effect, but... maybe a placebo effect, I guess. At least I will feel like I'm doing something to actually influence the outcome. I'll keep the mage for last. I don't see anything resembling it. No, I don't need a dark rod, I think. Or did I? No, I've got it written down. And so the search continues. Yeah, you can't open the chest. To battle since there's no choice. Empower Magic 2. Magic. Arrow Slash. Skills. Heaven Sting. Ah, there's a mage. Okay. Two mages. Attune Magic. Come on! Ah, this is the one! That's the item. Yeah, I remember it now. Well, I got it. That's what I was looking for. Okay, the arrow rod I don't need. The solid rod I don't need. Okay. Cool. The game doesn't even tell you that you just pick something important, even. You're just left in the unknown like that. You hold the spark stone near the brazier and say the words of invocation. In moments, the spark stone suppresses the darkness magic and fire returns to the brazier. And there was light. And treasure, Freya cheers. The light reveals the body of the Minotaur and beneath it a treasure chest. It doesn't appear to be locked. Seal of the Rahab. This is another kind of key, Freya explains. To a door somewhere, perhaps a chest. I can feel the flow going that way. She points to the northeast. According to Freya, locks bound by magic are connected to their keys by an invisible flow. At least this makes the next step in your search easy. Go with the flow. Is it in the squirrel's nest? I can't recall. Or was it the Gearsum waterway? And then you get the key that goes to that other gate to the dungeon. You've returned to the squirrel's nest. Oddly, this treasure chest you left open is now closed. Well, no, it's not it. No. Or maybe I need to get back to the Gearsum waterway? From the darkness you hear the wailing of the dead. You scan your surroundings but see nothing. Something that makes the torch flame waver slightly. Though whether it is a wind blowing from deeper within the cavern or something unseen you cannot say. Oh, is it the first Lich enemy? Lich? Lich? I don't know how you pronounce that. The seal must be the key to that door. I can see the flow. The flow, as Freya calls it, is something like a chorus of calls. Magic calling to magic, dark calling to dark. Not that you or anyone else who wasn't born Kish can sense it. To see it yourself you'd need a special gift of which you've heard rumor, but you possess no such treasure. Before the heavy iron gate, you withdraw the seal of the Rahab and you hear the dull scrape of metal from within. Freya steps to the gate and presses the seal to the metal, chanting the words to a spell. The words sound like gibberish to you, but they seem to be having an effect. As her chant fades, a pale light shines from the gate and you hear the loud clank of the lock releasing. Look! In Freya's slender hands, the seal has turned to a scorched lump of coal. She squeezes the lump in her fist and it crumbles to a fine ash. The gate slides slowly open, revealing lacquer black darkness beyond. You take a step in and are greeted by a chill wind in your face carrying something with it. A fog? Grey mist like smoke drifts past you, then begins to coalesce in the room behind. Look out, a lich! Lich? Lich? I don't know how you say that. Should it have like a T sound in it? Is it E? Is it E? I'm curious, I want to know. The Lich? And in British English? Lich. There's like a T sound. Short E sound and like a TCH. Lich. I wasn't sure, since I had never actually heard the name pronounced before. not gonna send reinforcements, right? Yeah. Attune magic. There we go. Okay. Time to pick what we want. Hunter's Helm, there is no need to get that. But I guess I'm not gonna be able to get much more, huh? They pretty much all already have that as a skill, nullify weapons and nullify spells, so they've already learned it. They don't need an extra item that gives them that, I suppose. Segmentata, round shield. Well, I don't know. Good enough. Good enough. And this is the way to the lower floor. The only way is forward. Lippy sounds exhausted, but he is right. There's no point turning back now. You give him a clap on the shoulder and take the first step down the passage. Next chapter. Chapter 3, In Defense of Heresy. Most chasers are members of the Chasers Guild and accept work under the guild's auspices, but not this time. This time the client chose you specifically. This has happened once or twice before, and why not? You have a reputation. When someone comes directly to a chaser, it means one of two things. The work is on the wrong side of the law, or it requires a certain degree of secrecy. This job was more the latter. Earl Arthur Melandra Lilienthal, Lord of the Earldom of Melandra, and key figure in the House of Nobles. An elder statesman, he casts a long shadow in the halls of governance, so much that even the consul comes to him for his opinion before taking action. For such a storied client, the request was simple. I want you to find a man. The man's name was Endele Cleantis, scion of House Cleantis, long faithful followers of the Earl. Endele was a young monk, an aspiring theologian who, from an early age, preferred study of the book and heart to study of the sword. He had last been seen in the Conclave Library before his disappearance half a year ago. Should the worst have happened and his life be ended, bring back anything by which he might be remembered. The compensation was generous, a half year's pay. Typically you would have begun the chase that very day, but it was clear the Earl was hiding something. If this truly was a case of the loss of a beloved retainer, why only request a memento? Even were he reduced to bones, wouldn't the family want the remains, that he could be put properly to rest? The high price too seemed unfitting for a youth not of the Earl's blood. Even considering an allowance for danger and gag money, the going rate was a meager half of the Earl's offer. Your suspicion must have shown on your face because the Earl hastily had it. Do you know of the Crimson Shroud? Who doesn't, you thought? Any adventurer worth his salt knows of the original gift, the source of magic in this world, not that anyone had ever seen it. Stories of the Shroud fell firmly into the category of legend. I am no gatherer, nor have I any personal interest in the original gift. Truth be told, I do not even believe such a thing exists now, if it ever did. However, you should know that to chase this missing man is to chase the Shroud itself. The gist of the Earl's story went something like this. In the course of his theological inquiries, the young Endele had become aware of an untruth in the commonly accepted story of the gifts. The gifts, he found, had not been given by God to the apostles. Andale was found the proof he sought buried in a pile of other such forbidden writings in the Conclave library. Freya pauses her account, wetting her lips. Manuscript in hand, he fled. That's all we know. The Earl mentioned he was no gatherer. He meant he was not one of the privileged few who were close to the origin, those who collected the first gifts before copies were made and disseminated. The gatherers had formed a secret society of sorts to control the gifts and their power. This was a good thing on the whole. Bickering was rife between kingdoms over the gifts. Were it not for the gatherers' peace, the world might have long since descended into chaos. Peace? Don't make me laugh. They hunger for power and suffer no one else to have it, that's all. Flint is right to a point. In fact, there are 3 jackals fighting over these particular scraps. The Gatherers, the Senate, and the Conclave. Wait, Freya says, isn't the Earl a senator? And doesn't that make him your boss? I don't think he'd be pleased to learn that his Knights of the Peace are interfering behind his back. Freya knows what the Earl is after. Geogue had it right all along, and if Flint put the pieces together, he knows it too. Flint narrows his eyes and spits. Wench! You know what I want to know. Where is the manuscript? Where is the defense of heresy? Eastern Arcade. Through darkness and up several flights of stairs, you find yourself in the palace proper. You squint against the sunlight spilling in through cracks in the ceiling dome. You were too long in the darkened ways, and though blinding, the sun lifts your spirits as does the fresh air that fills your lungs. A clinging weight lifts from your shoulders, and even your heart feels lighter. Andale's account ends here, you announce. The journal you recovered from Andale remains told of his entry from the palace grounds through the subterranean labyrinth and into the palace proper, but goes no further than the Eastern Arcade. It's taken us far enough, Lippy says. Besides, we're only after the defense of heresy, not some wild goose chase of a shroud. True enough, but if it does exist, you wouldn't mind seeing the shroud for yourself. That's funny, Freya says, looking around. I feel like I've been here before, which is impossible, of course. Seen one collapsed ceiling and broken pillar, seen them all, Lippy replies with a chuckle. Not a recent memory, Freya insists. Something older. Like I once lived here. Does that make sense? Only as déjà vu. Probably that quiche blood of yours picking up something from the spirits floating around, Lippy offers. Freya falls silent. This isn't the first time she's claimed something similar, nor the first time you and Lippy had to shrug it off as yet another oddity. Yet that unsettled look on Freya's face, the question in her eyes, strikes you as a warning. For now, all you can do is pray that you're mistaken. Well, I can go to the Hall of Nobles, or Nephelia's Madrigal, or I can also go back to the depths, and normally I should be able to fight enemies there. Since apparently this is something that happens in Chapter 3, and this is Chapter 3. And I can get that key that I kept talking about in starting the game. No? I need to progress enough through the chapter so that they spawn. Okay. Fine, let's try there and then... Or maybe you need to have cleared the dungeon first. And to clear the dungeon, you need a key, so... Another key. Different one. Another fight. You face a distant foe. 10 turns. Melee attacks suffer a penalty for 10 turns. Attune Magic 2 for Geo. can't tell you how much I've been grinding against these guys. For hours. Dread Flame. Think you're gonna go, kinda tired, but thanks for the stream and sleep well once you get there. Well, I'm in no hurry tonight, since I can get up at whatever time I want tomorrow, so I'll play a bit more, and then I'll be off to sleep indeed. Thank you so much for watching, Monica. Take care of yourself. Have a very good night. Love ya. Bye. Oh. I was not able to deal as much damage as I would have wanted. Empower Magic. Air Slash. Destroyer, I don't need it. Hail Rod. I think I don't need any more. Or it's the Hail Cudgel I think I got last time, no? Vigor Earth, Battle Bow. Yeah, the Destroyer Sword, I already got a +9 one, so no need for it. This magic circle is a gateway. Not sure who put it here, but whoever it was can come and leave this place at will, Freya informs you. She goes on to add that it was probably the demons who were making all the zombies. Living, breathing goblins are hardly creatures, but the undead variety are short-lived affairs that crumble if left to their own devices for too long, which is why the demons must keep replacing them in order to keep gift seekers out of the palace. But it's not the demons who want to keep people away, you think. No, someone else has contracted with them to come here and do their unholy work. Can't fault the demon for being idle. That's a lot of effort to go through to protect a few gifts, unless you're protecting the gift, Felipe says, a twinkle in his eye. Still, you'd have to be out of your right mind to work with that lot. Indeed, you've crossed paths with the denizens of the Darklands before, and unlike the goblins who have it in their nature to hate men, the demons are more like merchants, willing to trade or do just about anything for the one coin they covet, mortal souls. But a soul is a costly outlay even for an army of undead. Who would pay such a price? Because it is something that must not be let loose upon this world, Freya mutters, her expression flat, eyes cold as ice. Freya's lips had moved, but those were not Freya's words. Someone is speaking through the Kish girl, of this you are certain. For several seconds, neither you nor Lippi move a muscle, fearing even to speak to Freya. Did I say something? She says, a familiar light returning to her face. You said it must not be let loose upon this world, Lippi says. What must not be let loose? Crimson Shroud? But Freya seems to have forgotten what she said, let alone why she might have said it. The possibility that it is merely the spirits of the dead playing a trick on the living occurs to you, but you've never seen anything possess Freya before. A momentary unease passes through you, and then it is gone, lost beneath that old familiar curiosity and thrill of the chase. Okay, I think I recall needing to explore these two rooms before I can get to, there's the chapel and the room right before it, but I can't remember the name of the one in the between the two. It's something to do with the monastery, I think, but I can't recall. Or something about pilgrimage. I can't recall. Pilgrim's Rest or something like that. You pass between crumbled sections of wall into the next room. The walls and ceilings are heavily damaged, reducing what must have once been beautiful frescoes to rubble. Below your feet too, you see that many of the flagstones have sunken into the ground. Even the floor can't support its own weight. You cast a wary eye around the room but spy no enemies. Lippy nods. His eye smells nothing. You check with Freya and she says something about a stronger feeling than the one outside, but it's not interfering with her senses. You forge onward. Okay, yeah, there we go. Pilgrim's Plea. There we go. Hey, I was close. I had the right idea. You appear to have found the approach to the palace chapel. This is where pilgrims come to pray at the altar first arrive. Though it's unclear what sort of rites were observed during the time of the Yingil dynasty, you would expect the basin of holy water to have been placed here for pilgrims to purify themselves before praying. A fresco appears to have been painted on the plaster along the walls, though its detail has been lost in time. You surmise the fresco dealt with some ponderous religious theme before it collapsed under its own weight. Black stains cross the floor beneath your feet. You see similar marks on the wall and realize it is dried blood and gore, faded from crimson to the color of coal. There was much death here, though whether the dead were monsters or adventurers you cannot say. Nor do you care as long as your blood does not join theirs. The door to the west is tightly closed, yet another portal in need of a key. You see an engraving upon the lock, 2 lions flanking a single heart. The door to the east stands open, inviting you into the chapel. Hall of Prayer. You've arrived at the palace chapel. The rear wall, once set with stained glass, has collapsed. The encroaching trees and bushes create the momentary illusion that you've stepped outside. Were it not for the Pilgrim's Plea approach, you might not have realized this was once a chapel at all. The black stains you saw outside mark the floor here too. Signs of battles past you muse. Some of the marks have a distinctly human shape. You shake your head. Little point in letting your fears run wild. Reality is frightening enough. A magic circle has been drawn in the center of the chapel. You fear a trap, but Freya swears there is nothing to worry about. Though it's unclear for what purpose the circle was drawn, you'd bet your best dice it was nothing pleasant. You find a treasure chest atop a dais. You have a hard time imagining goblins this far inside, so it's unclear just who left it, but you decide to examine the chest anyway. After carefully checking the chest for traps, you try unlocking it. As there seems to be no magical seal, you opt for the standard lockpick approach. Think I got it, Lippy grunts. Uh-huh. Hang on a second, I want to check. It's a hail cudgel that I had before, not a hair rod. Okay. So, not the same. I picked a solid rod when I should not have. I already have a +9 variant. I don't need 2. There. As you can see, there's a burden thing in the top right corner. So, yeah, you can't carry all you want. This I knew I had 2 of it, so let's go. No. Round shield. Indeed, yeah, it's the circle shield I had before. Not a round shield. I wonder. She can equip a shield? And there's even one that only she can equip? As long as she's not wielding something that's two-handed, I guess. Uh-huh. Okay. So I was leaving something that would have been useful to me until now. Huh. Well, don't I feel stupid now? I guess most of them would have been two-handed until you get into the rod category, I suppose. Yeah, rods she can use one-handed. And so she can use a small shield. Huh. Well, what do you know? Sage's crown, Ibarra crown, circlet headgear, segmentata naimakef. This could be good at some point. Okay. It's gonna be tough getting something better than those that are already +9. Wrath Amulet. Sloth Amulet. Light Ring, Thunder Ring. No, I only have one of those. Lust Amulet, I only have one. Sage's Ring, I only have one. Same thing for this one. Same thing for this one. Well, that's about everything I could upgrade for the time being. So what, did I open the chest or not here in the end? Did I do it? Yeah, they're gonna keep repeating the same things here. If I return here... Yeah, I believe I'm supposed to go back to where that circle was before. You've returned to the Hall of Nobles. Though the corpse of the demon has vanished, that cloying odor lingers in the air. Something in the center of the magic circle glimmers and you notice a small key. It must have been concealed by the demon's body before. Serpent's key. This serpent motif, I've seen it somewhere before, but where? You search back through your memories but are unable to find a reliable thread. Wait, I think I know, Freya says suddenly. Back to the fork in the path. Yep. Here indeed. And I think the enemies in the confessional that dropped that special key are there now. So I could be doing that. You've come to a firmly shut gate. You wipe away the rust, revealing the serpent motif just as Freya predicted. See? Just as I predicted. A faint light spills from the keyhole and like that, the gate is unlocked. You have no idea what awaits you beyond, only that it's not likely to be friendly. Muttering, "To the wary goes the quarry," you proceed with caution. Before moving on, I'll try to get that key to drop. Like, fingers crossed. Darkness surrounds you. A glimmer of light from the vents in the ceiling reflects off something in the room. You see a sparkle and wonder what it is, when an arrow flies through the gloom directly at you. Bah! They're back, Libby curses. To battle, we don't have a choice. I'm not playing through New Game Plus only to not do the extra stuff. So it is the goblin tank enemy that I need to get. It's a lot more enjoyable when you can use spells as much as you want. I know this is technically cheating, but I mean, the game is not hard. But it's longer to play if you have to grind for MP just to be able to use spells. I think that's a shame. Like so. Please give me a tank. I did not get one. They spawned other enemies. Ugh! Son of a bitch. My posture is not good. It's starting to hurt. Have to try again. Conceit amulet, that's good. Light scepter. Flame scepter. The scepter class of items I had not seen yet. I think they're new. Shame about that fairy shield there. Hang on. I want it. Yeah, there we go. Because she has one, and if I can meld it with the one that she already has. There we go. What does that give her, by the way? She gets quick step, which is really good, by the way. Spell shield 2 grants enhanced resistance to multiple targets. Ooh, nice. That's good. I like that. No choice. Fog of War. I know I got the Goblin Tank to spawn from killing the Goblin Hunter before. Maybe I should try to only kill one. Arrow slash on the hunter. Come on, give me a tank. Yes. Alright, now let's hope it gives me the item. Otherwise, it's pointless. Keep hitting it. If it dies and another one comes to take its place, at least that's twice the chances. Nah, another hunter. But at least I got a tank. Don't care much about lifting it, but does I feel accurate enough? Please give me the key. And it is not there. $72 plus 13, 75, 85. I need 8 more points. There we go. Despite the darkness, you were able to prevail, blah, 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 blah. Gotta keep trying. But it took, what, 3 or 4 tries to get the other key before that was a random drop. Or, well, I guess it's a stone, but it acts as a key. Get the hunter! Empower magic. Arrow slash. Got a tank. Tune magic. Arrow slash. Another one. Well, at least this time I have double the chance. Nice. I don't know, I think the poison finished him. Come on. Give me the key. But she already has both. I need to finish this. There's the key. Athmel's key. There we go. Sage's crown. Lust amulet. Well shield. Well shield. Oh, that will have to do because I don't have any more points, do I? How much is it worth, the shield? 78? Ah, well, then I only need 2 more points, don't I? Yeah, there. Let's allow as little as possible to go to waste. Now, what we've worked so hard to accomplish. The chest at the inner gate. You've returned to the inner gate. The treasure chest sits where you left it, taunting you. You've got Athmel's key with you, but what are the chances it can open this chest? Open the chest. You withdraw Athmel's key from your pouch and gingerly insert it into the lock. It worked! Here, Azoth, times 10. Witchcraft 3, Peacock Key. The chest opens smoothly. Guess it pays to hold on to keys. You never know when you might find a lock in need of opening. Now I need to go back to my guide to check what exactly I needed to do. Okay, so You have to use that key to unlock a gate at the Cross of Atonement and clear the Tower of Nullis. Well, we'll see. Cross of Atonement. Hold a moment, Geoke. The gate. You look in the direction of Freya's voice to see a heavy gate of crisscrossing iron bars. Though the metal is rusted, the gate still looks formidable. Freya shakes her head. Must I spell it out for you? Remember the key we found? Indeed, there on the lock is the same peacock design that adorns the key you found up on the surface. You pull the peacock key from your bag and hesitantly turn it into lock. Though there is slight resistance, when you give it a little push, the lock gives with a sound of scraping metal. You push on the heavy gate and it shudders open, revealing spreading darkness beyond. Cold, damp air flows past you from a labyrinth of twisty little passages. Deep water. A new area, yay! Using the peacock key to open the gate, you continued on to a watering hole, doubtless the one mentioned in Endelay's notes. Beyond lies a natural underground river that leads down to a vast subterranean lake. Luckily, your current task does not take you so far afield. Though there is a bridge, it stands mostly decayed, so you decide instead to cross by tossing a handy wooden box into the water to use as a stepping stone to the other side. The fleet-footed Lippy goes first, followed by you and Freya. On the other side, you discover a body lying in an alcove. Grave wax, Lippy notes. Hard to say when this one died, but this is goblin work for sure. Grave wax is the skin of a corpse left in a dank, dark place, away from the light of the sun, until it turns waxy and smooth. I've heard that sorcerers pay good coin for arms touched by the wax of the grave, Lippy says. Good for casting curses with, I gather. He looks at Freya as he kneels by the corpse. The quiche need no such contrivances, she replies. Lippy shrugs and stands putting away his knife. Just then the ground shudders and a beast howls from ahead. A minotaur. It sounds like the hunters are waiting for the quarry to come to them. Tower of Nullis Archives. Nice. Solis and Nullis. Melee attacks suffer a penalty for 11 turns. A Goblin Chief? That's a new one. Empower magic. Yeah, I may stream for longer tonight because tomorrow night is the last one before I leave for my parents on Sunday. And I would like to be done with the game tomorrow, so I would like to have made as much progress as possible today. Devote some more time to grind tomorrow before the stream. And then complete the game tomorrow night on stream, if possible at all. Physical immunity, you say? Yeah, I believe it's the other one that has physical immunity. Ah, she's silenced. Well, that's not good. That missed, but at least that took away the physical immunity that he had, so... I call this a win. Well, the murderer is gone. She's silenced. He's got nothing that would remove that. Well, is it really necessary? I mean, this guy will go down anyway. I'm not gonna sacrifice that item, which is otherwise a good one to have. Yeah. You are able to stop the goblin ambush and defeat your foes. It occurs to you to wonder how they got the Minotaur in through such a small opening, but then almost as quickly you realize that with a gift allowing the opening of magic gates, such ledger domain would be child's play. How do you pronounce that, and what does that even mean?
Legerdemain. Legerdemain.
And what does that mean? Use of one's hands when performing conjuring tricks. Classic piece of management, legerdemain. Synonyms: sleight of hand, juggling, trickery, cunning. Okay. Huh. Okay, fair enough. I don't think I had encountered the word before. Unless perhaps when I played the game before, getting to the right ending, but well. You carefully examine your surroundings. You appear to be in an archive constructed at the base of the tower, though the stair up has collapsed some years ago into a pile of rubble. The only way out is the way you came in, past the few remaining bookshelves. Looking closer, you notice that some books have been left on the shelves untouched by thieving hands. Still, in total, they number so few you assume that these are the leavings. Worthless doggerel written on sheets of butcher's wax. Doggerel? Again, a word that I do not know. A comic verse composed in irregular rhythm. Okay. Okay. Fine. You reach down and pick up one that has fallen to the floor. It's a copy of the famed play Sinner's Requiem by the inimitable playwright Scipione. A first edition at that. This is a rarity for certain. You wonder how much a first edition of a play written a full millennium ago would fetch. This makes it increasingly unlikely that any looters saw this place. Your gaze wanders over to the fire burning in the brazier, and suddenly it all makes sense. It wasn't book thieves who ransacked this place, it was goblins, looking for fuel to light their dingy warrens. A few bloodied and torn pages lie in the corner, paper used for a sword rack. To the goblins, that's all these books are, paper, without any value beyond their physical use. Or maybe they do know their value and they burn them anyway. The thought chills you more than any of the horrors you have seen in this place. Sinner's Requiem? Take a look at this. You look in the direction indicated by Freya's finger and see a lever hidden behind some of the books. Acting on instinct, you reach out and give it a firm yank. From somewhere behind the wall, you hear the grinding of metallic gears. I was hoping it would open a hole in the wall here, but no dice. Freya shakes her head. If experience is any guide at all, that lever did something, and now it falls to you to find out what and where. I know. Should have opened something here. You've returned to the palace foyer. You examine the doors to the west and find these slide open at the lightest touch. No lock, no bar holding them closed from the other side. Apparently that lever you discovered beneath the Tower of Nollis did something after all. We've unwelcome company, Lippy mutters. He smells something. Even you have a knot in your gut that experience tells you means trouble is near. The Western Arcade? Alright, then let's go in. It appears that the Western Arcade has avoided much of the destruction that visited the rest of the palace. Hardly any light comes in through the windows and the air is stale and unmoving. Look out, we've got company! And what company it is. You didn't need Lippy's eye to smell the powerful stench of rotting flesh that now assaults your senses. As if dragons and zombies weren't enough, now you face a zombie dragon. You face a distant foe. Melee attacks suffer a penalty for 10 turns. Well, at least I don't take that much damage. Oof, terrified, huh? No skills for me. What a waste. Freya has been poisoned. I'd like to get rid of at least one of these guys. I want to get rid of you. Come on. Envenomed? Oh. Hellblades. He is no longer terrified. Yay! Hooray, hooray! Alright. It's just you and me now, dragon. Ah, missed. Freya? Alright. Yay! Good healing. Damn, he has a lot of HP. Come on, die. Not yet. Dazzle, perhaps. Well, that was not gonna work. Ah, finally. It takes forever to flip over. Dragon Armor, Dragon Shield, Dragon Slayer, Dragon Stone, Kira Azoth, Earth Scepter, Flame Scepter. I'm tempted to try something here. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Oof, magically I have 999 barter points. Yay! Earth Scepter, Flame Scepter. Can I have more than 999? I mean, I assumed it's 3 digits, so that must be the maximum, but... Can I have more if I want to? The game is not gonna... Like, Oh yeah, okay, fair enough. It can go over. It can actually do it. Congratulations! Though the fight wasn't easy, you have defeated the zombie dragon and its cohorts, and saved your own hides once again. You think these corpses smell bad, you should try smelling them with this, Lippy says, jabbing his thumb toward his eye. You don't envy Lippy's predicament one bit. The oozing fluid and rotting gore that flew during the fight nearly sent you into a fit of vomiting. Holding your breath, you wipe the pus from your weapon. You are thankful that the zombie juices don't seem to be overly acidic, but even still leaving them on your blade will dull it far too quickly. You finish your grimy work and whisper a prayer for less walking corpses in the future. What's that, the Hole of Glory? Okay. Hole of Glory. Another one. Another fight. Encounter. Well, they don't deal too much damage, at least. Let's try to deal as much damage as possible to everyone at the same time. 62, huh? Well, that's one down. They broke the combo that they contributed to themselves. Ah, well. If the battle lingers on, I will heal them, just in case. Now my TV wants to turn off. Lovely! I'm not interested. Ah, success? Surprised. Okay, cool. Legate boots. These riding boots are adorned with platinum spurs, denoting their wearer as the commander of a battalion. Lots of things in there that I have never seen before. Thunderflame 3 deals lightning damage to multiple targets. Okay. You don't say. Hold! The magic circle is reacting, Freya calls. A rumbling passes through the floor and the magic circle begins to glow eerily before lightning shoots from the arcing whorls of the circle, and the gate opens to reveal an archdemon. Again? I'll lead him away. You back me up, you shout to your team. The wise man knows that 9 times out of 10 to strike first in battle is to win, and if you can gain an edge for your side, do so. Puny light dweller, I offer you a contract. You weren't expecting that. Demon's words ring not in your ears but in your mind. In exchange, I will grant you one wish. In exchange for what? Our souls? You ask, already knowing the answer. The demon grinned. You've fought denizens of the Darklands before, but this is the first time you've talked to one. Sorry, you say, the gifts are magic enough for us. We don't need what you have to offer. So you refuse the contract? Basically, yes, you tell the thing. Look, we don't want to fight, we were just defending ourselves. Withdraw and we won't give chase. Whatever happened to striking first? This time the demon laughs out loud. You should know, foolish mortal, that my kind cannot die in your world. I have nothing to fear. You'd heard something along these lines before. Denizens of the Darklands only appear via avatars in this world. You can destroy their physical form as many times as you like, but as long as their soul remains on the other side, they will just come back. Kind of takes the fun out of the fight, you think. Yet the demon turns its back to you, and with its claws, tears a rend in the fabric of space itself through which it disappears. If it could do that, why would it even bother with the magic gate? Freya grumbles. As long as it's gone, it's not complaining. I'm not complaining, you think. Uh-huh. Tiefl's room? There should be a locked chest in here. And the body in deep water, the waxy body, had the key. You've come to a small chamber adorned with the kind of accoutrements that indicate the former resident was of high social status. If the place hadn't obviously been ransacked, there might even be something of value left. One chest left behind bears an unusual crest adorned with gold and silver leaf in the shape of a two-headed griffin together with a sword. That would be the seal of the Tiefl. The word isn't familiar to you. It originally meant whisperings, but was later used to refer to the prince, Freya explains. That was a convenient explanation. You had no idea Freya was so well versed in Yingil customs. Yet you wonder at the etymology of a word meaning prince coming from whispers. Treasure chest ahoy! Lippy chortles with an exaggerated wave of his hands. What's the call, Monseigneur? Why, open it, of course. Oh, I'm sorry, but you'll be needing a key to open this chest, Lippy announces in a sing-song voice. You give him a solid punch in the shoulder. Knock it off, Lip! Hey, that hurt, he mopes. Here for another? All I'm trying to say is I'm not going to be able to pick this lock, so we need to find a key. We're not grave robbers, you know, Freya says with a frown. Lippy looks up briefly before returning to rifling through the waxen corpse's belongings. See, what did I tell you? He says with a grin, holding up his prize. Tiefl's key. I think you're an adventurer who made it in this far has got to have found something, even if the goblins did get the drop on him. Lippy comes through again, and you're pretty sure you know where that key will come in handy. I don't remember any of this, so I'm starting to question whether or not I ever got the real ending to this. I certainly won't regret playing it again. Footsteps. Footsteps. You've returned to Tiefl's room. Here is where the prince once spent his days in idleness, you muse. Yet there is little remaining of its former opulence, save a worn tapestry or two and the crest on the chest. Speaking of which, you have yet to open the treasure chest in this room. You wonder anew what could be inside. Open the chest. Got the key now. You insert Tiefl's key into the keyhole and slowly turn it. A wan light emits from the hole, and with a click the chest is unlocked. Nether bow, spirit shield, leaden vapor, arms lore 3. Okay. Now you need to leave the room again, go there again, and they should find a lever in the room. And that should open something. You've returned to Tiefl's room. No sun filters in through the windows and the room smells faintly of mold. Where you walk, thick dust rises from the floor. The footprints you see in the room already are the ones you left before. Or so you think, but when you look closer you see a trail of footprints left by a child of 4 or 5 years of age. The trail crosses back and forth, winding around the room, yet oddly, never coming close to the entrance. A nasty thought occurs to you, but you decide that it's just as likely that a smaller demon or imp paid the room a visit. You leave the room and the fruits of your overactive imagination behind. The guy on the internet said that there should be a lever in the room. Ah, wait a second, is there another room there on the other side? Ah, never mind, no, that's the room I was in before, huh? Okay. Let's try again. I don't know. Okay, maybe this is not something I can do now. Shame no one is answering the guy's question in that thread on Game FAQs. Ah well. I'm trying to think now. Is that enough for one day, or should I try to solve that conundrum? I need to revisit this room during Chapter 4 after the encounter in the Athenaeum to find the lever that opens the door to the ancient passage, connected to the Athenaeum. Okay. So I need to progress the story then. Which means go back to the dungeon. Fight that guy that I ignored before. And I think that should give me the key that unlocks the way to Chapter 4. Which we can then do tomorrow, I suppose. Okay, let's do that fight then, and we'll finish here for today. The groans of zombies echo through the dungeon, but these strike you as markedly different from those you heard in Gerizim Waterway. They sound like zombie goblins. Not only do we get to fight the undead, we get to fight the goblins that fought the undead too. Leapy sighs and adds, lovely. I died against them yesterday, I think. Didn't I? I think I did. Yeah, pretty sure I did. No reinforcements? Okay, that's good. Who is this? Ah, Geo. Okay. Attune magic. Arrow slash. Efficient against minotaurs. There we go. The zombie parts littering the ground twitch and writhe for far too long before they finally grow still and silent. You breathe a deep sigh of relief and are nearly overwhelmed by the stench of decay, as if there were any lack of reasons for you to hate zombies. You look and notice a key on the Minotaur's belt. I'm not taking it. I mean, the thing's rotting and I get bad reactions from blood and pus. Surely you wouldn't ask a maiden such as I to stoop to such work? Exactly what kind of maiden was that, Freya? Perish the thought, Lippy says with a grimace, eyeing the oozing Minotaur. Only one way to settle this, you nod approvingly. You're on, Lippy. I lost last time. Roll 8 or better. Ah! 7. I lost again. And now I'm poisoned. Yep. Lionheart key. You okay, Geoke? Freya manages to say in between peals of laughter. Lippy is laughing too, you notice. If this is what friends are for, to the dark with friends, you curse under your breath. Ah yeah, there was a bit of extra story there, I guess, in the Eastern Arcade. So what's the plan if we don't find the manuscript in here, Geoke? Lippy's sudden question reminds you that you're here after the defense of heresy, not the Crimson Shroud. You nod. Maybe it's time to start asking the tough questions. They'll be for tomorrow. I'll replay the questions again tomorrow, just in case somebody is trying to watch this on YouTube later and just wants to watch the New Game Plus for the good ending. Thank you so much for watching, people. I'll be off then. I think I've accomplished enough for one day, and tomorrow we'll try to get to the good ending. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye bye.